be showing you guys how to play Elizabeth Taylor off of Taylor's The Life of a Showgirl album on the guitar. So here's a quick overview of everything I'll be covering in this tutorial today, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so you only need to know 6 different chord shapes to play through this entire song, and we're going to start with our A minor, which looks like this and sounds like this. And by the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner series right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out right here. The next chord shape is our G6. Next we have our F major 7. We also have our E minor. Next is our D minor. And then the last chord shape is our E major. And something you'll notice about these chord shapes is this high E string, or the lowest string, is always going to be ringing out for these chords. That's kind of important because it'll make it have that more like kind of jazzy feel that the original song has. But if you don't like that rings out a lot, you can always just replace your G6 with your regular G and your F major 7 with your F over C. Okay? But if it were up to me, I would definitely leave that open E string ringing out because it does add a little bit of that kind of mysterious, jazzy kind of feel. That's the way I'll be playing it in my cover here at the end, but feel free to change those up to chord shapes that you prefer. Alright guys, so as always, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really look over these chord shapes, get those shapes memorized, and also practice transitioning back and forth between them, because it'll make learning the rest of the song so much easier for you. But once you've done this and you're comfortable with those chord shapes, then we can go ahead and talk about the strumming that I would suggest for this song. Alright, so as I always say, if you are brand new to playing guitar, or you're a Swiftie who likes to play the guitar and sing at the same time the way Taylor does, but you're currently struggling with that, the first thing I would suggest doing is to bring up the song and go ahead and go through the entire thing with just a single down strum on each chord change as you sing through the song. And you want to take this time to really get used to what word or what syllable you're on whenever those chords are changing. So here's a quick example of what that would look like. I cry my eyes, my little Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Alright, so that's just a really quick example, but you would essentially want to do that for the entire song and just really make sure you know where those chords are going to be changing. And this is actually something you do right now. If you check out my Patreon page, I do have this entire guide available to download and print out, so I'll make sure to leave that link in the description box if you're interested. But once you're comfortable with where those chords are going to be changing, then we can go ahead and add to this down strum to create more of a full strumming pattern you can use for this song. Alright guys, so for strumming today, as you can see, we're going to count this in a 16th note rhythm. So if you don't know what that means or how to count that, I would definitely recommend checking out my beginner series because we cover all of that over there. But basically it's going to sound like this. We have 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and a 3E and 4 and a down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Alright, if you're familiar with my channel or any of Taylor's performances, you might recognize this is a very popular pattern that she uses quite often. So the sooner you can get it under your belt, the more you can apply it to different songs. But basically what I'm going to do here before we break this down any further is I'm going to add a vertical line right in the middle. And what this represents is where we want to change chords. So basically throughout the song, we're going to have a lot of half measures. So the whole pattern that you see on screen, that's going to be a full measure. But sometimes we're going to split the measure in half and play 2 different chords within a measure. So for example, looking at the chorus, you can see here we're starting on the A minor chord to our G6 chord. And you'll notice both of those on my little guide that's on my Patreon page, both of those have a little dash mark next to them, and that's just my way of telling you guys that we're going to be splitting a measure. So what we're going to do in this instance is we're going to play the A minor on the left half of the pattern. So we've got down, 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 up. Then we're going to switch chords right at that vertical line to our G6 and finish the right half of the pattern. Down, up, down, 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 up. But then you'll see the next chord is our F major 7. This does not have a dash, so therefore it's a full measure. So we're going to play the whole pattern. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, right, so throughout this song, you really want to keep an eye out for the dashed marks where we're splitting a measure versus the regular chords where we're playing a whole measure, okay? So that first line of the chorus, we'd go A minor, down, 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 switch, full measure. All right, again, A minor, down, 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 up, G6, down, down, up, full measure on F. What we just played there, that's going to be most of the song already. So again, make sure to pause the video if you're already getting confused with which strums are down, which are up, and you're kind of losing your coordination. Go ahead and pause right now and just take some time to look this over and understand the count of it, because we are going to have to speed it up quite a bit to get it at full tempo, okay? So let me go ahead and show you what that line looks like more at full tempo. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Alright, so you can see it's quite a bit faster there, so if you're not quite at this place yet, make sure to pause the video, work with a metronome, get that speed up. Actually, if this is a strumming pattern that you're trying to learn, I do have a Practice With Me strumming series on my Forever Faithful channel, and we go over this exact pattern over there where we build it up together in real time, so I'll link that in the corner if you need it. But once you get this more at full tempo, we can put it together to play through the song. So on the chorus, it'll sound like this. We've got A minor, G6, F major 7, full measure, A minor, G, F. I cry my eyes by Elizabeth Taylor. Tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number 1, but I never had 2. And I can't have fun if I can't have. You can see there after I can't have fun, that F to the G is another split. So basically the structure of this song is going to be a split A minor G to a full F, back to a split A minor G to a split F and G. Okay, that's going to be the structure of the whole chorus. So that's how you'd play the chorus. You can actually use this strumming pattern for the entire song. Now let's go ahead and talk about some optional things you can add to this strumming pattern to really dress it up a little and make it more like how Taylor would play it live. The first thing is going to be accents. So accents, basically, if you don't know, is just going to be taking certain strums within our pattern and making them a little bit more loud or just like have a little extra oomph behind them. And the way we're going to accomplish that is on the accented notes. So you can see we're accenting 2 and 4. What I want you to do on those 2 and 4 is we're going to strum with a little bit extra, like flick of our wrist. You're going to strum all the strings and you're just going to make it a little bit more loud than the rest of the strums. So another way you can think about it is for the non-accented strums, you can kind of do a smaller motion when you're strumming and keep it more just like in the middle strings. But when you do an accented one, you want to do all the strings. So for A minor, we'd go... Do you hear the accent there? It's subtle, but if you can add it in, it really helps dress up the song. So you would do the same thing on the second half with our G6. We've got... All right, that accent on 4. So together it sounds like this. And when you do a full measure, you want to still keep those accents in as well. So notice right before my accented strum, I really lift my strumming hand up to give it the best chance of getting the loudest kind of like sound possible, okay? So add those accents in if you can. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is palm muting. Again, this is a skill that Taylor uses so much when she plays live. Palm muting is just when we're going to kind of dampen the sound of our strings by taking the side of our right playing hand that has your pick in it. You're going to gently lay that on the strings of your guitar really close to where your bridge is. You want to be like pretty far back here with your hand. And as you strum, you want to make contact with the strings and the side of your hand. And you'll hear how it dampens the sound of the strings. Something important about palm muting is you just want to apply it to the down strums. The up strums are still going to ring out like normal. So I'll show you an example here with our pattern. You can see all the down strums are going to be muted, but our up strums are still going to have the full ringing out sound. So we've got. So hopefully you could hear how the up strums are still ringing out, down strums are being palm muted, and I'm still adding those accents in as well, okay? Again, all of these little dressy things are totally optional, but if you can do it, you'll sound a lot more like how Taylor plays. So a good example of putting all this together would be in the verses. Again, we're playing the same pattern, the same way we practiced, except now we're adding a palm mute. So it'll sound like this. We've got A minor, G6, F7, so speeding it up just a little bit and you'll hear how it goes to the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who's everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. All right, so that's an example of the verse there. Now starting the song out, I would just stick to a single down strum on each chord, the intro and the first verse. Elizabeth Taylor. So if you're looking at the guide on my Patreon page, you'll see these chords are starred, and starred chords again are just my way of suggesting to do just a single down strum, and you'll see places to do that throughout this song. Other than that, we can take this strumming pattern to play through the entire song. It'll work for the bridge as well. At the beginning of the bridge, I'll mute my strings like this, like putting my hand here, the way we practice the strumming rhythm, and I will just do it a cappella. So we've got down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. And I like to start the bridge out like that. All my white diamonds and lovers are forever in the papers, on the screen and in their minds. Then for the second half of the bridge, that's when I would come back in with the chords. All my white diamonds and lovers are forever. Don't you ever end up anything but mine. Just a suggestion there, but that's the way I like to play it, so I just wanted to show you guys how to do that like checking thing. And then the last thing, again, all of this is optional, the last thing I wanted to show you guys that I like to do in my cover is at the end of the verses where we have our E minor chord. Now, you could just play single down strums. If your letters ever said goodbye, just a single down strum like that. What I like to do with my E minor chord is I'll actually do a little picking part to make it sound like the original song. Super easy to do. Put your E minor chord down. With your pick, we're going to pick the top 3 strings. So we've got E, A, D, back to A, back to E, back to A. All right, so the whole thing goes like this. You'll hear how it kind of mimics the original song. So instead of just a single down strum on E minor, I like to do that pick. So it sounds like this. And if your letters ever said goodbye. So I'll still do a down strum on F major 7. And then something fun you can add in as well is we're going to do kind of like a percussive mute. So if your letters ever said goodbye. All right, so what I do there is I'm just taking the side of my hand, muting the strings. I'm kind of tapping on the wood part of my guitar as well to kind of just make it sound a little bit like a beat, you know? And so we're gonna do that right before we get into the chorus every time. If your letters ever said goodbye, I cry my eyes wide. All right, and then you can come in with the full strumming pattern. Again, totally optional, but I would do that right before each chorus hits. Other than that, that is my suggestion on how you can strum through this song. All right, guys, so again, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really look over this strumming rhythm. Like I said, it's a pretty common one for Taylor Swift songs specifically, but a lot of songs you can use the strumming pattern for. So the sooner you can get it under your belt and get it muscle memorized, then you can apply it to so many different songs. I would definitely suggest checking out that practice with me if you need to. But once you have the strumming rhythm and the chords and everything under your belt, we can put it all together to play through the song. 1, 2, ready, go. Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? That view of Portofino was on my mind when you called me at the Plaza Ateneo. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to me. Want to have fun jamming to the rest of this song with me? Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other Swiftie sing-along guitar tutorials. I've covered so many of her songs from all the different albums and eras, so if you're a Swiftie who loves to play her songs on the guitar, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I will link it in the description box down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, then you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar vibe and feel, but it's just as fun and easy to play. So I'll see you over there.